So, if you don't know, the Mortality's Tenderness event is going on Love in Deep Space right now. And, first of all, I want to show you which account I'm on. I'm on my Rafayel account, okay? And I got Zayne's fucking card for this. And I got Xavier's on my Zayne account. It's crazy. But now I have the pity system working in my favor on all three accounts. I just gotta hope I can save up the gems again. But that being said, let's check out his little story for this. "4 years ago, the Bouye sex leader passed away and her keepsake, the ink jade, went missing. More precious than many treasures, it's a stone of great significance. A rumor states that whoever obtains the ink jade can become the Bouye sex leader and rule over Jianghu. Recently, hearsay claims the ink jade has reappeared. Hidden in Anlan's southeastern region, it rests in the mansion of the Lord of Anlan. The imperial court granted him a fief 2 months ago, too. In the blink of an eye, numerous individuals who covered the ink jade began to infiltrate Anlan.
Who's there?
After knocking out 2 thieves who were about to climb over the wall of the Lord's mansion, I struggled to drag them to a hidden area. Shifu, seriously, you're causing trouble even from beyond the grave. Who believed that the legendary, mysterious leader of the Bouye sect and a group of noble thieves was actually a careless old woman? The ink jade is the sect leader's keepsake, and although it's of the highest grade, it's actually incapable of holding dominion over Jianghu. Its disappearance is all because my Shifu, who loved alcohol, got drunk and lost it. But Shifu raised me and taught me everything I know. I can't let her keepsake sow seeds of chaos. After grabbing a straw mat to cover the 2 unconscious thieves, I faced the towering walls of the Lord's mansion. I need to quickly retrieve the ink jade and put an end to these pointless schemes. After silently scouting the gargantuan Lord's mansion, I stopped before an inconspicuous door. It's tucked away in a corner of the eastern courtyard. It is the only door whose lock has a mechanism. The 8 trigrams, huh? Rearranging lines that represent yin and yang is simple. Qian at position 3, Kun at position 4, Zhen in the middle, there. After a few careful attempts, the final cylinder turns. The lock's copper loom releases its tightly clenched jaws. But as I push the door...
My lady, are you here for a stroll under the moon's tranquil gaze? Please forgive me for not welcoming you properly.
Oh my. Hey. Bathed in serene moonlight, a tree with blooming pear blossoms stands tall, and beneath it is a man wearing luxurious silk robes. He looks so good. Shit. Under the swaying shadow of flowers, he raises his cup toward me from across the courtyard. An effortless elegance accompanies his movements and demeanor.
As your host, I've been negligent in my hospitality. Please accept this cup of tea as a modest token of my respect.
The teacup suddenly soars from his fingertips and heads straight for me. With lightning-fast reflexes, I catch it. Not a single drop is spilled. A hint of appreciation appears on his face, and the jade ornament at his waist reveals his identity. My lord, you've offered me tea of the highest quality. Wouldn't it be a waste if I hadn't caught it? This man, Zayne, has close ties to the royal family. He's also the royal lord in the current dynasty who doesn't share the imperial surname. Stationed at the northern border for several years, he has repeatedly distinguished himself in battle. To reward his meritorious contributions and show their respect, the imperial court gave him large territories. Anlan is included in that. Yet it's rather strange that this royal lord with a formidable reputation in the northern territories has kept himself once he arrived in Anlan 2 months ago. He rarely appears in public. I thought people related to royalty were all flash and no substance, but he actually possesses real skills. Thank you for your kindness. However, I'm afraid sleep won't visit me tonight if I drink this tea. With a flick of my wrist, the teacup flies back to the table that's next to Zayne.
Despite being well aware of my identity, you don't even show a hint of terror. My lady, your reputation as Nightbloom Jasmine, a renowned noble thief, suits you well.
Ooh. Since your title exists, it's odd and vivid, I admit.
Is that so? I find it rather elegant. The imagery of white jasmine petals sitting upon verdant sepals as a pure, refined fragrance surrounds them is striking.
Oh, then what about the Nightbloom part?
To arrive under cover of night and swiftly depart like the wind itself, doesn't it suit your heroic charm?
As Zayne speaks, I confirm that no ambushes have been set up. Slightly relieved, I shake my head. A noble thief is still a thief. You don't need to force yourself to praise me. In any case, I've learned that the sweeter a person's words are, the more likely they're accompanied by troubling matters.
Well, you're correct. I'd like to make a request, so I prepared a substantial reward. It's also why I've been waiting for you.
A substantial reward, you say? A sense of foreboding materializes, and my suspicions are confirmed when Zayne pulls out the ink jade from his robes.
I heard the ink jade I acquired through fortunate circumstances has caused quite a stir. I believe it's also an important item to you. I have a matter that requires your assistance. If you're willing to help, I shall present the ink jade to you with both hands once the task is complete.
Feeling the distinct annoyance of having walked into someone else's meticulous trap, I narrow my eyes. I see. So you deliberately spread rumors about the ink jade being here.
Of course. My lady, you walk like those who use ascending clouds to reach the moon, and your hands can steal that which is considered impossible to take. Alas, your notoriety in being impossible to track down means I must use rather unscrupulous tactics.
I don't like being manipulated. I've always disliked being manipulated. Farewell. I walk toward the courtyard wall. Zayne makes no attempt to stop me, but his deep, composed voice follows me.
The mansion's walls are tall, and the tiles are slippery. When you visit again, perhaps you could try using the main entrance.
You're that confident about my return? When I return to his mansion, I use the door as he suggested, but I'm not visiting as Nightbloom Jasmine. After that night, I made several more investigative trips to the mansion, but they yielded nothing. Today, I've disguised myself as a maid to infiltrate Zayne's residence. If Zayne isn't carrying the ink jade on him at all times, then it must be in a place he frequents. I give a few half-hearted swipes with my feather duster for appearance's sake before plucking a sweet from an ornate box sitting on the table. I put the candy in my mouth. Delicious. I can't believe a stern lord who led troops into battle has a weakness for sweets that children like. I spend some time searching the room, but I find no secret passages or hidden compartments. There are only piles of official documents. This document rejects a request to expand official residences and redirects the funds to Anlan's orphanage?
My lord,
We've captured several more intruders in the mansion these past few days. These fools' audacity could shake the heavens.
I hear voices outside the room, but before I can leave, the study's door is pushed open. I bow to Zayne and mimic the maids I spotted before. His footsteps slightly falter.
Indeed. Their audacity can make even the heavens tremble. Strengthen the security measures throughout the mansion starting today. We need to prevent intruders with ulterior motives from infiltrating.
The guard acknowledges his orders, closes the door, and leaves. Zayne's gaze sweeps over me briefly before he walks to the writing desk and sits down.
Come here and prepare the ink.
Any hesitation would give me away, so I have no choice but to pick up the ink stick and begin grinding it with water on the inkstone.
You're grinding ink, not sharpening a knife. Using that amount of force is unnecessary.
Yes, my lord. He unfolds a sheet of paper with golden flecks, but he makes no move to start writing.
The ink is too thick.
Nodding repeatedly while grabbing the ceramic container holding the water, I quickly put on a show of servile obedience. I pour the liquid onto the inkstone.
Now it's too thin. Grind with a bit more force.
He knows. He's not stupid. And so it continues. Add water if the ink is too thick, add ink if it's too thin, add water, add ink, add... I'm not sure when Zayne put down the wolf hair brush, resting his chin on his hand. He focuses intently on the landscape painting hanging on the wall. I've had enough. He turns back to me, and for a moment a hint of amusement dances in his eyes.
Your ink grinding technique is certainly less impressive than the skills you use for scaling walls and leaping across rooftops.
Yeah, and he's not stupid.
But I thought you'd keep pretending for some time.
I put down the ink stick and touch the area behind my ear to carefully remove the facial prosthetic that disguised my true appearance. Since my fruitless attempts to directly steal the ink jade haven't gotten me anywhere, cooperating with Zayne seems to be my only option. The sooner I get the ink jade from you, the sooner I can end the chaos it's causing. Let's discuss that deal you mentioned earlier in more detail. So you want me to steal the letters that prove Ligui colluded with pirates when he hosts his 60th birthday banquet. The governor has entrenched himself in Online for years while embezzling funds and treating people's lives as worthless. During my travels, I've heard of and witnessed his crimes firsthand. Online is far away from the imperial capital and has grown wealthy through flourishing trade and water transportation. But Ligui imposes heavy taxes. The commoners are angry, yet too afraid to speak out. In recent years, his tyranny has gotten worse. Now he colludes with pirates to establish checkpoints along sea routes, looting merchant ships at will.
That man has committed countless atrocities and is a cancer upon Anlan. I wanted to remove him for a long time. However, ever since I arrived here 2 months ago, Li Gui has refused to leave his residence under the pretense of being ill.
Li Gui. Okay, my apologies to anyone who was yelling at me for pronouncing the name wrong. He's that alert? I'd say he's almost as good as a thief.
Although he remains in his home, he has placed spies around my residence. Surely you must have noticed during your visits these past few days.
He knew about my whereabouts this whole time and waited for me to agree to his proposal. Zayne stands up and opens the window to reveal the boundless, beautiful spring scenery and sunshine outside.
And as I'm being watched, he sends luxurious carriages, fine horses, and precious jewels to test me.
You accepted all of that?
I did.
What? You...
When the evidence of bribery is delivered to my door, there's no reason for me to refuse.
He's got a point. Because then he can turn around and be like, see, he bribed me. He tried to bribe me, so I keep my mouth shut. Zayne turns, opens a drawer, and takes out an elegantly bound, thin booklet. It's an invitation to Li Gui's birthday banquet.
He's been widely distributing these to the powerful and wealthy. He also noticed how I've only accepted his gifts. Since I haven't shown any favor in return, this birthday banquet will be used to push the relationship further along.
You're quite popular, my lord. If he could curry favor with you, the true ruler of this territory, he'd be more unbridled in his corruption. I take the invitation from Zayne's hand and examine it thoroughly. I turn it over several times.
His residence is heavily guarded. Evidence as incriminating as letters connecting him to criminals must be hidden in a secret location.
And since the birthday banquet will be lively with its many guests, it's the perfect opportunity. But Li Gui is too cunning and cautious. He requires visitors to leave their attendants outside and enter his residence alone. I ponder how to sneak in. Zayne waits quietly for a moment before suddenly speaking again.
Although I might not excel at pickpocketing or detecting hidden traps, I will do everything in my power to ensure your safety on that day.
His tone is calm, yet reassuring to an extent. I look at Zayne and an idea comes to mind. That's a wild question. Are you married, my lord?
Not yet.
Then do you have a lover? One who's close to your heart?
Why are you asking these questions?
You can't be that stupid, buddy. If you have neither, then I shall be your consort for a few days. Between acting as your legal wife and moving as a thief, the former's more convenient. I'll attend the banquet as your beloved, who's inseparably devoted to her lord. Li Gui will focus all his attention on you, but who would spare a glance for a drunken lady seeking a place to rest?
You truly know how to adapt to the circumstances.
I have a condition, however. I won't take responsibility for you after our marriage ends.
You worry too much. Ours is merely a relationship for work-related matters.
After we succeed, we'll finalize our exchange of the rewards, which includes the ink jade. What do you think? I extend my ink-stained pinky finger towards him. Zayne doesn't hook his pinky with mine. Instead, he lowers his gaze, pulls out a handkerchief from his sleeve, dims it with water from the ceramic container, and places it on my fingertip.
We have a deal, my lady.
But Zayne has already been in online for over 2 months. If his wife suddenly appeared now, everyone would find it suspicious. Unless you say you just got married. After our discussion, we decide to spread a story. The Lady of Online is unable to endure an arduous journey, so she traveled slowly southward from the northern territories. As a result, she only just arrived in Online. A couple separated for 2 months would be inseparable upon their reunion, so it would make more sense for me to always be by Zayne's side during the birthday banquet. Or you could say you just got married. But having those identities isn't enough. Our words and actions must be believable to convince others that our lies are truths. So for the past 2 days, I've been practicing the routine of Zayne's wife as per his request. We've agreed to act affectionate when others are present. This will ensure the devotion between the Lord and his beloved is known throughout Online. That afternoon, several large trunks filled with exquisitely crafted, expensive garments are delivered to my room.
My lady, your unmatched beauty and grace are like spring itself. Our humble shop is honored to make clothes for you.
Thank you for the compliment. If you acquire more exquisite, fashionable garments in the future, please deliver them to the Lord's residence.
Be at ease, my lady. Every new design from our Liu Xian boutique will be delivered to you first in the future.
Good, good. Are there any lightweight, durable shirts and pants in this selection?
Of course. The Lord specifically instructed us to make them. You can take a look. We have all the clothes you could possibly want. The Lord truly caters to your every need.
As gold befits the high, my beloved deserves the finest attire. Are these to your liking? If you desire anything else, I shall ensure more are made for you.
To use beloved in every breath. I didn't think he'd act so... well, wait. I still need to continue the performance. I take small, delicate steps toward Zayne and playfully tap his chest. I love these clothes. I adore every single one of them.
My beloved has grown considerably stronger since arriving in Anlan. This land's feng shui truly nurtures one's vitality.
It's so funny when he gets flustered. He'll either look away or he'll blink a shit ton of times. As he speaks, Zayne takes half step toward me and gently presses my hand against his chest. I feel a gentle pressure on my shoulder as the other hand draws me closer into a partial embrace.
There are some passable jewels in the treasury. Let me accompany you to select a few pieces. I hope they shall complement your attire.
He's giving it his all for this. I raise my voice to a higher pitch and draw out my words. My lord, you're so kind to me.
Our hearts beat as one. When you are happy, I will also be happy.
You're like that in every single one of our lives, bro. It's really sweet, actually.
My lord, my lady, you have a wonderful relationship. My goodness, anyone who sees you together would be jealous.
With a big smile, the boutique owner accepts her reward and leaves. I quickly distance myself from Zayne. Li Shun Boutique is the largest, most successful clothing store in this city. Everyone will know of our relationship in less than half a day. You're certainly skilled at spoiling someone, my lord, but to further cement our story, wouldn't you say it was too extravagant?
If we must perform, we should commit. In any case, clothes are adding flowers to brocade, luxury with little value. One's demeanor is what matters.
Are you saying I wasn't convincing enough as your beloved?
We still have a few days before the banquet. It wouldn't hurt to refine your skills. Take the pressure of your touch when being flirtatious and the tone you use, for instance.
Alright. I'll study these aspects more carefully from now on. I bend down, searching through the chest for those sets of lightweight, practical attire. I must thank you for preparing garments, not only for the Lady of Anlan, but also for Nightbloom Jasmine. I hold up a small garment. Its fabric is as thin as cicada wings. Looking at Zayne, I raise an eyebrow. No wonder people made remarks about the Lord being attentive. You even ordered someone to make nightwear.
Oh, this... I suppose it is a gift from the boutique.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Sure. In the corner of the courtyard belonging to the Lord's mansion, I stand up from my position on the stable's roof. I plan to return to my room before anyone wakes up. Last night I investigated Li Gui's residence without informing Zayne. It was heavily guarded, just as he said. Despite my agility and having studied the map of the residence he gave me, I almost got caught.
You have remarkable stamina, my lady. You work diligently during the day and perch on the rafter like a swallow before dawn.
Why are you awake? I look down. Zayne is feeding fresh hay to the dark horse in the stable. You woke up early, my lord.
It's not early anymore. The rooster already crowed.
Ha ha.
You were absent all night. I was extremely worried.
You were so concerned that you didn't sleep and decided to feed the horses at the crack of dawn?
Yes.
Okay. Huh? I was only teasing him, yet I noticed his clothes are damp with dew from last night. He actually waited for me? Then, assuming you couldn't sleep, you're very thoughtful. You feed the horses yourself, and, as they say, horses can't be strong without night feed. My words don't convey what I want to say. I avert my gaze and mimic him by picking up some hay to feed the horse.
Waiting for you to return is a new habit of mine. Personally feeding horses, however, is an old habit from when I stayed at a military camp.
Has this man fallen in love with her in like a week? 'Cause damn, son. Although this horse is no longer young, it has a refined head, a good neck, and an agile build. It's unlike ordinary horses. Is this the war horse you brought?
Yes, he has followed me for many years. We relied on each other during dangerous situations. I consider him a close friend.
Can't the same be said about people? Only by sharing hardships do hearts truly connect. I raise my hand to gently stroke the horse. Daylight is brighter than before, and Zayne's gaze suddenly falls on my face. Why are you looking at me like that? Nightbloom Jasmine has roamed the world and witnessed secular society for years. I'm allowed to have philosophical moments.
I'm looking at a swallow whose face is covered in the eaves mud.
What does that mean? He reaches out, seemingly wanting to wipe the mud from my face, yet before he touches me, he remembers something.
You visited the governor's mansion.
In our line of work, reconnaissance is essential. Know thine enemy. You know this well.
Were you injured?
I memorized the map of League's mansion you gave me and managed to avoid many traps. His furrowed brow relaxes slightly.
The birthday banquet will be held in a few days. Until then, there's no need for you to return to that place.
Oh, hello. Zayne washes his hands and takes out a handkerchief from his sleeve. It's the one he used to wipe away the ink stains on my finger. My chin's gently lifted as he wipes my cheek. The movements are gentle, yet they carry a firmness that doesn't allow for resistance. You use so much force, my face hurts. He pauses.
Surely you jest. If you had truly been injured at Li Gui's mansion, the pain would be 100 times worse than what I'm doing.
True. In spite of his words, there's an unmistakable concern on his face.
When you have a plan next time, tell me in advance. After all, we're still working together.
Oh, you truly care for your collaborators, my lord. A subtle feeling of disappointment quietly washes over me. I'm used to handling matters by myself. Seeking shelter under someone else's roof feels strange.
The eaves of my mansion are wide. Weren't you climbing down from them, my lady?
Must we do this? In the study, Zayne glances at the limited space on the divan next to him. Then he looks at me.
At Li Gui's birthday banquet, you will need to accompany me and sit by my side. If you stay 3 feet away from me while appearing cold and distant, even the blind would question your identity as my wife.
It's true. You're not wrong. I sit down next to him.
Come closer.
Okay. Damn.
You could.
Any closure will result in me sitting on your lap.
Let's not forget the Lord and his lady are in love. This is how it should be.
I sit on Zane's lap, half my body is pressed against his chest. Damn, okay, we're really... Is this close enough?
It's adequate.
As he speaks, he opens a thick ledger before me.
This is the inventory of my treasury. Take a look.
Land, houses, shops, pearls, jade, gold, silver. It has everything. Your wealth is substantial, to say the least.
Does anything catch your eye?
Everything is to my liking. You show me your entire inventory, however. Aren't you afraid I might help myself later if I need money?
There's no need to wait for later. Being pampered breeds greed. If you were truly the Lady of Anlan, you'd point at the items and demand them from me at this moment. Go on. Try it.
My lord, could I... No. That golden... I don't know how to pronounce that. Keelan is shiny. Everything about it's adorable. Could you give it to me, please?
No.
Okay. Didn't you say I should make requests? Why aren't you giving me anything? Are you toying with me?
Your tone was too polite. It needs to be lofty, domineering. That last sentence was better.
Show you how demanding I can be. I pull the ledger toward me and guide his loosely held arm around my waist. Adopting a haughty attitude, I act as if I'm ordering dishes at a restaurant. This is so funny. I like this palm-sized, mutton-fat, white jade pendant, my lord. I need... Let me reread that. I like this palm-sized, mutton-fat, white jade pendant, my lord.
It's yours.
Ooh, that miasma-repelling pearl. Exquisite lock. Divine key. I want everything on this page.
I'll have them delivered to your room.
I also want this, and that entire page. I want all of them.
I'm willing to give everything to my beloved.
Trying so hard not to laugh, bro.
There's also armor made with golden thread. It's impervious to all blades. Remember to wear it next time you go out.
I shall gratefully accept it. I need it for the birthday banquet. I feel slightly lightheaded, but I can't tell if it's from my rapidly expanding fortune or because I'm close to Zane. I've been in his embrace for so long.
What else do you want?
You don't want to know. Can you give me the ink jade now?
Not until our task is complete.
Okay. Ass. Oh, so your generosity is only for the sake of appearances.
We have an agreement that cannot be broken.
What am I about to do? I turn to the side, wrap my arms around Zane's neck, and deliberately press myself against him. Damn, okay, girl. You won't hand me over to the authorities and throw me in prison once I've helped you, will you? Zane tilts his head to look at me. For a moment, I can't read his expression. When that happens, perhaps you could arrange a prison cell for me that's warm in winter and cool in summer, and I can eat food that doesn't spoil. We have a relationship, after all.
So long as I am here, I won't let you go to such a place again.
Ooh. His expression is earnest. He's not joking. This man's smooth as hell. Again? Why are you aware of what I've done?
2 years ago, you helped save a family that was being oppressed by a corrupt local official in Tong County. However, that family feared retaliation and betrayed you. The authorities hunted you down for many days before sending you to prison.
Why do you know this information about me? Oh, let's, consider it a minor mishap? Even the best can stumble sometimes. The worst part is that the corrupt official falsely accused me of several capital crimes. I refused to sit there and accept my fate. I was about to pick the lock and sneak out when the guards released me for no apparent reason. But how do you know about this incident? Exactly.
Letting someone perish in the cold when they have brought warmth to others would dishearten people throughout the land. I couldn't let it happen.
A thought flashes through my mind. You were the one who ordered my release? No, that's not right. I didn't know you back then.
But I knew you. 4 years ago, during winter's coldest days, you traveled to the Northern Territories.
Okay.
The snow reached up to our waists, and the enemy invaded with overwhelming force. I led troops to counterattack, but we were outnumbered and besieged for many days. Supplies from the city were almost cut off. I covered for my personal guard so he could sneak away. I sent him to the south with a keepsake, because he needed to request aid from the nearest main camp.
4 years ago, during winter's coldest days, I traveled to the Northern Territories. My Shifu had just passed away, and I was drowning in my sorrow. I wanted to see the snow to clear my mind. However, when I heard about the battles, I returned to the south. During that time, I inadvertently saved a soldier who'd been ambushed and seriously wounded. I was the one who delivered the keepsake to the main camp to request aid on his behalf. Although I couldn't tour the Northern Territories because of military conflict, I heard about the events that occurred after I delivered the keepsake. Reinforcements arrived and coordinated with the Lord. They finally repelled the enemy and ensured they would never dare move south again. Once Zayne's deployment had ended and he led his troops away, the locals continued to display his military flag on the city walls to intimidate potential invaders. Fascinating.
After putting in a significant amount of effort, I discovered that the young lady who delivered the keepsake was from the Buyue sect. She's the proud disciple of the late sect leader. I wanted to thank you personally, but your whereabouts were elusive. For many years, I never found an opportunity.
Damn, he's been plotting this
I'm
for a
not
while.
certain when it started. Keeping track of your activities gradually became a habit. That's why I was able to provide assistance in Tong County.
His hand casually brushes across the ledger.
Gold, silver, jewels. No matter how rare objects are, they're worthless and incomparable to a kind, brave heart.
Ooh.
But if these could bring you joy, I wouldn't mind giving them all to you.
Damn, okay. Profound emotions stir in my heart, their ripples spreading through every fiber of my being. His tone is genuinely sincere. I feel a lump forming in my throat. So our paths had already crossed. I'm fortunate that I unknowingly helped you in the Northern Territories. Good deeds truly are rewarded.
You say unknowingly, yet I see it as a mere instance of cause and effect. If you hadn't delivered that message, our paths would have never become intertwined. I still wish there were fewer connections formed through warfare and incidents like the one in Tong County.
I couldn't agree more. I often think that if I were to give up a life of thievery, it'd be because the world has found peace. Oh, I'm apparently hungry.
Fighting for justice is important, and the same can be said about filling your stomach.
I quickly move off his lap, stretch, and try to act nonchalant. I'm tired of all these fancy delicacies. I want to go out to eat. Will you do me the honor of joining me, my lord?
When my beloved makes a request, how could I refuse?
He stands up and smooths out the wrinkles I had left on his robe.
Let the person who found wealth today treat us to a meal.
So, a kind, brave heart is worth less than a meal. Days at the mansion pass quickly. In 2 more days, it will be time for Li-Gui's birthday banquet. Under Zayne's guidance, I take on the appearance of a pampered lady of Anlan. In merely 10 short days, Zayne and I have already become the center of attention among Anlan's citizenry. Stories abounded. One spoke of the Lord spending a fortune to see his lady smile, and another described how he'd order exotic delicacies to be rushed in from hundreds of miles away whenever she had a craving. A novel titled The Lord Only Wants to Dote on His Lady was quickly published. It sold out in the blink of an eye. Damn. Online spring is often windy, but today's sunlight is bright. I invite Zayne to dress casually for a leisurely visit to the tea fields out on the city outskirts. The fields cascade across the hillsides, and a tea house's private room, the storyteller's voice fills our ears.
And so, the noble thief couple severely punished the big bully. A great satisfaction filled everyone's hearts.
I know that voice.
To find out what happens next, you'll have to wait for the next installment.
Okay, Dick.
You appeared to be captivated by that tale. Does a story like that resonate with you?
Yes, but also no. People meet and part ways, but traveling alone is never as interesting as journeying with someone. A heroic couple like that is enviable. The tea on the table gives off a refreshing fragrance. I pour a cup for Zayne and notice he seems to be lost in thought. Have you visited the tea fields on the city outskirts, my lord?
No, I'm afraid I haven't yet. I've only been in Anlan for a little over 2 months. Every day I'm buried in administrative affairs, and when I leave my residence, it's mainly to inspect the territories under my jurisdiction. If you hadn't invited me for an outing, I wouldn't have seen this year's beautiful spring.
Real quick, I'm going to pause this. Alright, let's get back into this. A fresh breeze sweeps past, and many people use this chance to send their kites flying.
Most of the people flying kites are young couples. Is this a custom here?
Yes, I heard that lovers fly kites together in spring. It's almost akin to exchanging vows. Have you ever flown one?
The northern territories are plagued by the bitter cold, and their winds are fierce. Then there's the fact that I don't know how to fly a kite.
There's something our Lord doesn't know how to do?
Leading troops into battle is what I excel at. But this, I'm practically clueless.
Zayne suddenly looks at me, spring's gentle light falling upon his delicate eyelashes. My heart feels as if a tiny paw is tickling it. Well, why should we wait for an auspicious date? I'll teach you now. The words rarely leave my mouth when I remember I just explained the romantic significance of lovers flying kites together, yet he's already nodding his head with delight.
I'd like to thank you in advance.
I spring to my feet and point at a small kite stall down the hillside. One can see it from the window. I'll buy one. Wait for me here. I'd like a spring swallow kite, please. I'm about to pay the vendor when a gaudily dressed man with greasy hair appears beside me.
You're a gorgeous young lady, yet I haven't seen you before. You're not from Anlan. Do you know who I am?
He's Li Xing, the nephew of Li Gui. He's notorious for bullying men and women and constantly stirring up trouble. Last month I dug up his wealth that he obtained through illicit means. It was buried under a tree in his garden. I exchanged it for food supplies and donated them to the orphanage. I don't know.
Well, that doesn't matter. My uncle is Anlan's governor, Sir Li Gui.
He tilts his head back with a smug expression and pretentiously opens his folding fan. He waves it with an exaggerated elegance.
The world is ever-changing. We were destined to meet. How delightful! It's splendid! Absolutely splendid!
I'll teach you a lesson. Oh, so you're Li Xing. I wish to buy a kite, but I forgot to bring money. Could you buy one for me, please?
Of course, of course. If you wanted every kite from one end of the continent to the other, I'd buy them all for you.
He reaches for his pouch, but his expression immediately changes.
My pouch! My money!
Mr. Li Sheng's boasting can soar higher than any kite. His expression shifts and he unexpectedly grabs my wrist.
It's just a worthless kite. What can't I get? If you come with me... Ow!
Please go home and seek a good physician.
It hurts! It hurts! Help! Someone, please!
Hearing Li Sheng's cries of pain, several thuggish henchmen come running. Damn, okay.
I'm in agony. I've met living demons.
After tying up Li Sheng and his servants and leaving them nearby, I poke the composed Lord of Anlan. Our lord was magnificent as the gallant hero who rescued a damsel in distress.
You flatter me. The manner in which you deftly lifted his pouch was also impressive.
I give the pouch full of money to the kite vendor. Unfortunately, the stall was smashed to pieces, and no kites can be flown anymore.
There are still spring days ahead of us. We have plenty of time.
What should we do with them? Tomorrow's the birthday banquet. If we release them now, our targets will be aware of our plans.
Fear not.
You're awfully confident. Don't tell me you can act like a haughty lord from a novel. I speak of the one who can snap his fingers and have guards appear to clean up his mess.
Are you referring to this?
My lord!
Huh? You actually brought your guards? Why didn't you call for them earlier?
You said you admired heroic couples who carry their swords and embark on journeys together.
This man is too much. Birthday banquet, 2 days later. The Blaze Mansion is adorned with colorful lanterns and festive decorations. The furnishings are luxurious and extravagant. Countless delicacies and fine wines flow like rivers as they reach the tables. The attendees themselves are either nobles or wealthy individuals. As several celebratory opera performances conclude on the stage built in the spacious courtyard, an enormous kite suddenly appears in the sky.
Quick, look! What kind of brilliant golden kite is that?
You don't know? Every year on Sir Li Gui's birthday, he has people release a kite made of gold leaf.
That's crazy.
I remember. Each year's kite is more magnificent than the last. This one has jewels embedded in it.
Well, okay. That's not a kite. That's people's hard-earned money flying away. I turned to Zane, only to find him slightly furrowing
My
his brows.
lord, you're new to Anlan. I suppose you aren't familiar with this custom of ours.
Indeed, I'm not. To make a kite adorned with gold, silver, and jewels take flight, you must have been in favorable circumstances. Even the wind is seemingly at your beck and call.
The materials we use in Anlan are different from those used elsewhere. But outsiders unfamiliar with our ways might have several misunderstandings. Should this humble servant provide an explanation, my lord?
My lord, please don't listen to Sir Li Gui's nonsense. As far as I know, Anlan only has the customary lovers fly kites together to pledge their undying love. Yet Sir Li Gui's beard is already gray, so who could he possibly be pledging his love to? Li Gui narrows his eyes, yet his tone becomes more flattering.
Your words are amusing, my lady.
Bitch, I grew up here. I spoke out of turn. Let me offer a toast to Sir Li Gui as an apology and punish myself with 3 cups of wine.
You are too kind. I'm an old man who's been ill and couldn't visit his lordship sooner. Today we will drink to our heart's content.
Seeing me toast Ligway, several guests immediately gather. One after another, they raise their cups. These people were waiting to see how Zane and I would treat Ligway.
Your lordship, Sir Ligway, I'd like to offer a toast in your honor.
Me as well. Come, let's drink. There's plenty of liquor.
Well, okay. After several rounds of drinks, the music, singing, and dancing continue without pause. I pretend to be drowsy and unable to hold my liquor. I cling to Zane and refuse to let go. Not wanting me to interrupt his attempt to curry favor with Zane, Ligway predictably orders attendants to escort me to the guest room. But, just as I stand, Zane suddenly picks me up and carries me away. Zane places me on the guest room's bed and gently pats my cheek.
Are you actually drunk?
Are you underestimating me, my lord? You gave me a sobering remedy, so the few sips I had won't be enough to make me drunk. You could have let the attendants escort me. There's no need for you to bring me here personally. I glance at the closed door and urge Zane to hurry. Ligway's people are still outside. You need to return to the banquet so I can start working. But Zane doesn't move. What is it? Is there another matter we need to discuss?
My personal guards have already surrounded the mansion. As soon as we have the letters, we will depart immediately.
Zane covers my hand with his as he cautions me once more.
Be careful.
I won't fail. After all, I am Nightbloom Jasmine, the thief you chose after careful consideration. Oh, yes, I almost forgot about that.
What?
If I happen to clean out the old man's treasury, you need to turn a blind eye. The place where Ligway hid the letters is riddled with traps, but I still manage to find the incriminating evidence and return to Zane's side. With irrefutable evidence against him, Ligway is brought to justice. His accomplices are dealt with accordingly, and the disease that has plagued Anlan and its neighboring lands for years is no more. Sorry, I read that weird. Since our task is complete, I spend the next morning slowly packing my belongings. I prepare to say goodbye to Zane. A fragrance fills the Lord's courtyard, and as a gentle warm breeze caresses my face, I realize it's already mid-spring. Zane has set down his ink brush at his desk.
Are you leaving today?
Yes, when the task is completed, collaborators always part ways. It's impossible to stay by your side until you tire of me and order me to leave, yes?
The mansion has many rooms. We won't miss the one you're using.
Miss Nightbloom Jasmine still has vigilante work to do, my lord. He says nothing more, rises to retrieve the ink jade, and then walks over to give it to me.
The ink jade has returned to its rightful owner. Our collaboration has come to an end.
Finally, the stone that caused so much turmoil and brought Zane and I together rests in my hands.
Here are the items you wanted from the ledger along with money for your travels. Please take them.
He pushes a neatly packed bundle on the table toward me.
My personal seal is inside it. Carrying it will make your travels more convenient.
Your lordship is thoughtful and attentive. Thank you. I pick up the bundle, but my hand pauses as I touch the door. If I don't ask the question that has lingered in my mind for days, I fear I'll never have another chance. What am I about to ask? I heard that when someone is this kind to another, he's either trying to take advantage of her, or...
proving that she's near and dear to his heart.
Oh. Zane, do you actually like me?
Renowned for her wit and knowledge, the Nightbloom Jasmine is chivalry incarnate. And yet she's slow to realize certain matters.
I fucking called it. He speaks with utter candor, his unwavering gaze staying on me. The bundle weighs heavily in my hands, yet something in my chest leaps with joy. But, Zane, There are words I want to express, emotions I want to tell him. However, the chaos in my mind renders me unable to find the right words. Okay. Zayne waits quietly for me, then the back of his hand brushes against my cheek. Oh!
I know you have unfinished business. As you once told me, there will always be meetings and farewells.
He takes half a step back and watches as I open the door to leave.
Take care.
Well, damn, okay. I left Onlon and traveled to every corner of the continent so I could quell the unrest caused by the ink jade. Then, I buried it at my Shifu's grave. In the bundle Zayne prepared for me, there was a thick journal he had written and some precious items that proved useful for my journey. It was filled with descriptions of the vast northern territories, its landscapes, customs, and people. Zayne had records of them during his time there. His writing was so rich and vivid that it made me yearn to see the scenery in the north. I treasured it deeply, and I only read one page a day, the wish I had long abandoned because of the military conflict. The desire to visit the northern territories stirred in my heart once more. After finishing the journal, I discovered a note tucked into the final page. The date written at the bottom was the day I left his mansion.
I've received a message that frost will arrive early in the northern territories this year. The sky may be graced with an aurora. I wish to journey there with you so that winter shall not pass in vain, my beloved.
Oh? Lord's Mansion, Unknown City. Lying on the rafters, I lift a towel to peek at the study below. Inside, candlelight illuminates the room. Zayne, holding an ink brush, sits at his desk. On it sits a swallow-shaped kite that's just been completed.
It's windy, and you've been resting on the roof for quite some time. Aren't you cold?
He doesn't look up, yet he's speaking to me.
Come down. When did you return to Anlan?
I arrived early this morning.
You left so decisively that day. Why did you come back?
Although he's acting aloof, he's soft-hearted. It's he who gave me his journal and left a note. He wanted me to return. It's because of your journal and the note that was tucked inside?
What note?
Seeing his calm expression as he pretends to be unaware, I angrily raise my leg. What am I about to— oh, I'll kick him.
You're being unreasonable.
You were pretending. Our winter agreement hasn't arrived yet, but there are matters we can still deal with now.
Are you planning to steal something again? I doubt my mansion has anything left that's worthy of your interest.
How do you know for certain? I point at Zayne's kite. I'm stealing that.
The kite was crafted and painted by my noble hands. Since it can only be flown together with my Lady of Anlan, I won't give it to you.
Your lordship doesn't get to decide what happens to the kite. Oh?
You...
While he's still stunned, I swiftly grab the kite and walk away triumphantly. What? So you'll only fly the kite with your Lady of Anlan? Just you wait. After taking the kite, I don't leave the mansion. I return to my old room instead. The room is immaculate, and everything is arranged exactly as I left it. Zayne must have ordered the servants to clean it regularly. He was waiting for my return. His words are harsh, but he still has a gentle heart. I'll try to coax him tomorrow. Early the next morning. Is this the preview I saw for the trailer? I changed into the outfit I wore as the Lady of Anlan, hang the kite on a tree, and carefully approach Zayne. He is reading in the pavilion. So she planted it there. I was like, when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, did it actually get stuck up there? No, she planted it there.
Remember to use the main entrance, lest you want to be caught as a thief.
Don't be upset. Won't you
If there's
smile for
nothing
me?
else, you should head back.
Whoop! My kite is stuck in the tree and I can't reach it. Won't this almighty Lord help me? Please?
Where is it? Lead the way.
I can't believe she planted it there just to get his attention. That's so funny. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I gotta hold it.
That's enough.
Your skills are truly extraordinary, my lord.
Didn't you say you teach me how to fly a kite?
Ah, she has the eyes. Yes, bitch! That's a good shot, too.
Don't give me that look. I won't break a promise that's yet to be fulfilled.
These shots are so fucking good.
Its defiant spirit resembles yours.
I fucked that up. Whoop! I never expected the roof of your mansion to be so fragile. I fucked that up. That was my fault. I didn't realize there was a time thing.
When the mansion was first built, I had yet to meet this unconventional swallow.
You're still holding me, my lord. Is it because you're no longer
I'm
angry
afraid
with me?
you might vanish without a trace. Like this kite.
Oh my god.
You move so swiftly. Securing you like this is the only way to stay safe.
You aren't wrong. Since you and I are entangled together, my lord, I guarantee neither of us can run away.
That promise is quite reassuring. Then this custom will be. Our promise.
We got these shots, yes! In fold, let's fucking go! That winter, the Lord and his beloved were nowhere to be seen in Anlin. Some say they were spotted in the northern territories. The Lord wore his black attire as his reclusive beloved accompanied him to admire the snow-covered landscape. When the beginnings of spring appeared in the following year, a new novel titled The Cold Lord's Boundless Affection became the most popular subject in Anlin. Woo! That was fun. That was real fun. Damn, that really boosts. That's crazy. What do I get out of that? 40 gems. I'm fine with that. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. And I will see you all next time.